Bet you can eat just one.
A slogan that's become forever tied to one of the most irresistible snacks in the world. We're talking about Lay's potato chips, those addictively thin and crispy slices that's turned everyday snacking into a full-blown obsession. With over $4 billion in annual sales and flavors that boggle the mind like Valentina and Lime, Crispy Taco, and BLT Sandwich, Lay's has gone way beyond the basics. So what kind of potato wizardry transforms ordinary spuds into these golden wafers of temptation? It's time to let the chip out of the bag as we crunch our way through the Lay's factory, just ahead on Made Vision. Lay's sources these special proprietary spuds from farms across more than 25 U.S. states, making it easier for factories to keep a steady supply of fresh tubers close by. The planting season kicks off in the spring, allowing the crops to take full advantage of the long days and warm sunshine. After about 3 to 4 months of growing underground, the potatoes are ready for harvest during the summer. Because potatoes are tubers and grow underground, they use this specialized harvester to uproot them. It digs about 10 inches beneath the surface, lifting the whole plant, roots, stones, and soil all in one big sweep. Then everything rides up onto this graded vibrating conveyor that shakes away dirt and debris, sorting through as many as 40,000 potatoes every minute. The freshly unearthed spuds are then moved up and over the machine and loaded into this dump truck traveling alongside the harvester, keeping the operation moving smoothly. In hotter regions like Florida, though, time is of the essence. If the potatoes sit too long underground during the intense heat, they can actually start cooking in the soil. After the collection truck is filled, it heads over to the nearby storage barn that's built to handle massive quantities of fresh potatoes. Once at the storage barn, the truck's rear gate lifts open, releasing the crop onto a system of sieves and shakers. This setup bounces the spuds vigorously, knocking away any stubborn soil, small rocks, and plant matter still attached. Next, the potatoes move along a conveyor into this optical sorter. In a matter of seconds, the machine detects and removes any stones or flawed tubers. The discarded spuds find a second life, though, being collected and later used on the farm as a nutritious cattle feed. Still dusted with a light layer of soil, the conveyor machine gently loads the potatoes into these giant wooden crates. Then they're hauled into this enormous cold storage cellar, capable of holding around 40 million potatoes at a time. Inside the cellar, a circulating air system keeps the temperature steady at 45 degrees Fahrenheit with about 85% humidity. This cool, humid environment keeps the spuds in a dormant state, stopping any new sprouts from forming. The darkness of the cellar, combined with the thin coating of soil, protects them from light exposure and helps lock in moisture until it's time to send them to the factory. They'll typically rest here for a few weeks to several months. When the frito-lay factory orders a new potato shipment, forklifts transfer the wooden crates from cold storage onto this conveyor leading to the washing area. The potatoes then fall into a fast-moving water flume. The rushing water strips away the protective soil layer as they swim through the channel. Then they roll across a series of stiff brushes that remove any persistent dirt, while powerful water jets rinse them spotless from every angle. The spotless spuds now move onto this van loader conveyor that places them directly into the back of a semi-trailer. These shipments then head straight to the factory, where the potatoes will be transformed into Lay's Classic in less than 24 hours. Upon the truck's arrival at the factory, the trailer is positioned onto this hydraulic platform that tilts it to a 30-degree angle. Gravity then does its thing, sending thousands of spuds cascading down onto a waiting conveyor leading inside the facility. Immediately after entering the building, a worker pulls a random batch of potatoes to check their buoyancy, or flesh-to-water ratio. Using a hydrometer, the batch gets submerged in a water vat, revealing their exact starch and water levels. These readings are then sent directly to the fryers, where the cooking times are adjusted for that specific batch, creating the perfect Lay's chip every time. That same batch is also sent to the kitchen for a fry test. After slicing and cooking, technicians check for sugar content. Potatoes with too much sugar tend to caramelize and turn brown under high heat. But thanks to Frito-Lay's proprietary grown spuds, the results are spot on, and this batch moves on to the next stage of production. Despite their initial cleaning at the farm, all inbound potatoes receive another precautionary wash just in case. This additional bath eliminates any lingering soil or debris that might harm the delicate peeling machines or downstream equipment. Up next, the potatoes travel into one of these 6 industrial-sized peeling machines, each lined with a coarse, abrasive material. The tumbling motion against these abrasive walls removes their skins while water jets wash away the peels. Together, these 6 powerful peelers can process more than 4 million potatoes daily. After peeling, they roll beneath this advanced camera system that scans them in real time. In just milliseconds, these cameras can instantly distinguish rotting or visible defects. The system then flicks out the unwanted spuds mid-air via a powerful mechanical finger, diverting them for alternative uses. After clearing inspection, the potatoes enter this screw deck sorter. These massive plastic screws rotate as the spuds pass over, allowing smaller ones to drop through the gaps. The larger ones remain on top and continue to the next station where these large blades split them in half. Now this is where the spuds make their transformation into a Lay's classic. They now climb up the conveyor and drop into these spinning drum slicers. While inside, centrifugal force flings each potato outward against the waiting blades. In a flash, each potato becomes 35 slices at exactly 5/100ths of an inch thick, the perfect dimension for an uncooked Lay's chip. Workers constantly check the slices for this exact thickness, because overly thick slices would stay flat, while excessively thin ones will fold over. The goal is to get the perfect in-between, a gentle saddle curl in each chip. They even use different blades depending on the kind of chip. For their classic, it's a straight edge. But for wavy Lays or ruffles, the blades are zigzagged to carve those famous ridges into every slice. Afterwards, the slices drop into a channel of flowing water that whisk them to the rinse zone. From the water stream, the slices flow through multiple washing cycles to eliminate surface starch before frying. First, they're submerged in water before being sprayed from above. Then they move to a second bath for additional rinsing with another shower of fresh water. This step strips away the sticky surface starch, preventing the slices from sticking together when they hit the hot oil. Then, they pass under these powerful vacuums that sucks up any leftover moisture. After destarching, the slices plunge into this 40-foot-long continuous fryer, filled with a blend of canola, vegetable, and sunflower oil. They'll cook for about 3 minutes at roughly 350 degrees Fahrenheit, though the exact time and temperature can vary depending on the starch and moisture levels measured from the inbound buoyancy test. As they fry, the moisture inside the potatoes will evaporate into steam and gets replaced with the oil, which means the fryer must be topped off with fresh oil continuously throughout the day. A little trick of the trade used by Lay's is to keep the oil mixture at 50-50, meaning it's 50% fresh and 50% used. If it were all new oil, the chips would be way too greasy. Hot, golden, and perfectly crispy, the chips tumble out of the fryer. And if it looks like everything's shaking, that's on purpose. Since Lay's classics are so thin and delicate, every conveyor, ladder, drop, and scoop must vibrate just enough to move them forward, keeping the precious cargo from smashing against any hard surface. If traditional rolling belts were used like for the raw potatoes, the delicate chips would break as they transfer from one step to the next, leaving you with a bag full of crumbs, and nobody wants that, right? Then the chips zip under this optical sorter that scans over 400 chips per second. The scanner mainly looks for any brown spots or other visual flaws. When it spots a reject, it fires a targeted air blast that sends it flying into a separate collection bin. This split-second inspection is why when you tear open a bag of Lay's, you're greeted with a sea of perfectly golden chips. Now it's time for the final touch, the seasoning. The chips cascade into this rotating tumbler, while this 40-pound bag of seasons is sliced open and emptied into the machine. Depending on the batch, it's either plain salt for Lay's Classic, while other bags hold custom spice blends used in one of the 200-plus flavors Lay's offers worldwide. As the drum spins, an internal tube disperses the seasoning, coating both sides for an even finish. And here's a fun fact. Lay's introduced its first flavored chip, barbecue, back in 1965. Today, the lineup includes all sorts of unique tastes like crispy fried chicken, Chesapeake crab spice, and bacon grilled cheese. Which flavor makes you reach for just one more? Tell us in the comments. Once they're seasoned, the chips drop into a bucket elevator that carries them to the upper floor. Up here, they're funneled into one of these 115 multi-head weighing machines. Digital bucket scales on the machines are then filled with chips. In just 30 milliseconds, the system calculates the optimal combination of buckets to achieve the exact target weight for each bag. Whether it's a 1-ounce snack bag or the hefty 13-ounce party size, every portion is precise, right down to the chip. Finally, the chips descend into the bagging machine on the ground floor. After filling the bags, the machine tops each one with nitrogen in place of regular oxygen, preventing the chips from going stale too quickly. Then, the bag is heat-sealed shut. The nitrogen also creates that famous air pocket at the top of every bag, creating a protective cushion that protects your delicate chips from crushing during their journey from factory to your fingertips. Now comes the final step, boxing. Some Lay's facilities rely on human hands to carefully arrange the bags into shipping boxes. But this factory uses robotic arms fitted with specialized suction cups that gently places each bag neatly into a box with machine precision. Then the conveyor system moves the packed boxes to the palletizing area. A team of automated guided vehicles, or AGVs, then collect and deliver these pallets to the warehouse. Before storage, each pallet gets wrapped in a sturdy plastic film that holds the boxes in place during transport. And the final step is loading these carefully prepared pallets onto waiting trucks that will deliver these crispy treats to snack lovers across the globe. The Lay's legendary slogan says it all. Betcha can't eat just one. So what about you? Can you stop at just one chip? Share your answer in the comments. Thanks for watching Made Vision. We'll see you next time.